We welcome you back to our ring in our ABC Sports studios in New York and prepare now to look back at the fight which was billed as the War at the Shore, Michael Spinks versus Jerry Cooney. As he prepared for this fight, Michael Spinks was unbeaten in 27 fights as a light heavyweight and 3 as a heavyweight.
Michael Spinks first entered the public eye as middleweight gold medalist at the 1976 Olympics, then won his first 15 pro fights before stepping into the ring in March 1981 against former light heavyweight champion Marvin Johnson. With one punch in the 4th round, he catapulted himself into a title shot against WBA light heavyweight champion Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. This was a grueling fight for the first 11 rounds, but a combination in round 12 dropped the champion, and Spinks went on to capture a unanimous decision and the title. He then scored KOs in his first 5 title defenses, but the match the public demanded and got took place in March of 1983 between Spinks and then WBC champion Dwight Muhammad Qawi. Here, he used reach, hand speed, and above all, an accurate left jab to unify the light heavy crown. 2 years later, he moved up to challenge IBF heavyweight titleist Larry Holmes. And at the end of 15 chaotic rounds, Michael Spinks awaited the decision of the judges in Las Vegas.
For the winner, by unanimous decision, and new IBF heavyweight champion of the world, Michael Spinks.
He had become the first light heavyweight champion in history to move up and capture a heavyweight crown. After retaining the IBF title in a controversial rematch with Holmes, Michael stopped Norwegian Stephen Tangstad in the 4th round in his last fight, thus setting up the match with Jerry Cooney.
So Spinks arrived at June 15 with an 11-year pattern of unbroken success. And the same was true up to a point of Jerry Cooney. But Cooney's career has been an unusual one. In some ways, more graphically defined by his one loss than by his 28 victories.
Jerry Cooney waded through his first 24 professional opponents with 20 knockouts before stepping in against former champion Ken Norton in May 1981. 54 brutal seconds into round 1. It was all over for Norton. 13 months passed before the much ballyhooed battle between Cooney and WBC champion Larry Holmes, a fight in which Jerry started well, then seemed too preoccupied by the longer championship distance and didn't fight his fight. By the 13th round, an exhausted and battered Cooney was finished. He fell into a period of deep personal depression, quit the ring, tried a short-lived comeback, then quit the ring again, citing personal problems, before finally coming back once more, May 1986, against the lightly regarded Eddie Gregg, and demonstrating, at least that at this level of competition, the old punching power was still there. The 86-second demolition of Gregg made Cooney a marketable contender again, though in 5 years, he had spent fewer than 7 rounds in the ring without headgear, and none of that against a strong opponent.
Mike, this was your 4th fight as a heavyweight, but you're first against a man with a reputation as a big puncher. Did you prepare in any special way for this fight?
Well, I did a few things different. For one, I work with much taller men, and I train for distance, in a sense.
Do you have a set plan in mind that you work on in training, or do you wait till you get in the ring and react to your opponent?
Well, if I need to look at films or watch anything in particular about a certain opponent, I will do, but for me, personally, I sum everything up in the ring.
Jerry Cooney was a slight 7-5 favorite. Did you have any doubts about your ability to beat him when you heard the match was made?
No, I just wanted to know how. That was my question. Now, how am I going to beat him? You know, I know of the way I would have to do it, but I mean how, in which ways is it going to happen?
And it's fascinating that you would say that, Michael, because it was to be about which would showcase Michael Spinks' remarkable improvisational talent, his resourcefulness, his ability to adjust in the ring. And we'll be back to look at all 5 rounds of Spinks and Cooney after this.
He tipped in at an even 238 pounds. This gentleman has 28 wins, 1 loss with 24 knockouts. From Huntington, Rhode Island, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the challenger, gentleman, Jerry Cooney. And his opponent in the corner, wearing the white trunks with the black trim. He weighed in at even 208 pounds. This young man is undefeated in 30 professional bouts with 20 knockouts. He is the 1976 Olympic gold medalist in the middleweight division, the former undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world, a native of St. Louis, Missouri, and now residing in Greenville, Delaware. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the heavyweight champion of the world,
Now referee Frank Cappuccino will issue final instructions to the fighters. The bout not sanctioned as a title fight by any of the 3 world governing bodies, but supposedly recognized for title purposes by a variety of state athletic commissions. The rules used here in the state of New Jersey. The fight is scheduled for 15 rounds, scoring on the 10-point must system by 3 judges. Referee Frank Cappuccino doesn't score. No 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. There will be a mandatory 8 count on knockdowns. And round 1 begins. Cooney with the first few issues, 3 jabs.
You see the brace on Michael Spink's right knee. That is something we've seen in fights before. It was a knee injury that kept him out of boxing earlier in his career. It's just preventative. He says there's nothing wrong with the knee, but he wants to make sure nothing happens.
Michael Spinks, historically a slow starter, particularly in the second fight against Larry Holmes, when he lost the first 4 rounds. Cooney, on the other hand, starts fast.
He generally starts fast, as judged by his record, except in the Holmes fight when he paced himself. But it'll be interesting to see if he jumps right on Michael.
He has contended ever since the Holmes fight that it was a mistake to pace himself, and he would not do it again.
You see right off that Michael is not running away, as many people expected him to do. He's moving his head. He's not giving him a set target, but he's not running. He's not on his bicycle. And there he's getting off a good 2-punch combination, generating that offense that we talked about. You have to give Jerry something to think about. You can't just let him walk in.
Spinks' trainer, Eddie Butch, has intimated to many that relieves Cooney can easily be hit with the right hand. Spinks has already landed 2 right crosses.
He just landed a low blow, that left hook low that he landed so many times against Larry Holmes. I didn't hear a warning from the referee. Good right hand by Michael Spinks.
And indeed, it does appear in this round that Cooney is vulnerable to the Spinks' overhand right, traditionally the best weapon in his arsenal.
And traditionally the best punch to throw against a left hooker. The overhand right against the left hook, countering the left hook.
So far, it has been Cooney's jab against Spinks' right hand. Under a minute to go in round 1.
Another scoring left hand by Michael.
The uppercut is something Cooney has used increasingly in recent bouts. Came back with a left and a right. 2 left hooks.
1 landed, 1 missed. That first combination seemed to bother Michael a little bit. Comes back with a good stiff jab of his own. And another one.
Crisp, precise jab by Spinks. Coming back with the right. 10 seconds to go in the round. Both fighters have done some damage.
When you jab, expect him to go down. So be ready to go down with the double hooks in the body and the hook to the chin. All right? Don't let it take your play with you. Take your time. Take your time. Keep it faint. Keep it faint. Stay close and be ready to go down all the time. Tick-tock all the time. Tick-tock. Nice and cool. Keep your elbows close to your body. Don't get overconfident. Keep your hand. Watch the right hand. Tell him to throw the jab on the right hand.
Advice between rounds 1 and 2 from Cooney's trainer, Victor Valley, sometimes seen as his second father. Round 2 begins. Round 1 would appear to have been won by Michael Spinks, at least to these observers.
I thought Michael boxed an outstanding first round, did just what he has to do. Kept Jerry off balance with movement and with punches of his own.
Left hook.
Left hook and a right behind it by Cooney. Moved Michael a few feet across the ring. And you see more movement from Michael now. A little bit more respect for Cooney. He didn't land any of those punches.
Not as solid with the right as he was in the first round. Good jab.
Right hand to the body. Cooney's right hand is not a big part of his arsenal, but he does throw it well to the body. And that could take away some of Michael Spinks' movement.
And Spinks increasingly is standing still now again in this round, making himself available to Cooney's left hand.
Another good jab. He keeps getting that jab in between Jerry Cooney's hands.
He's been very accurate with his punches so far.
Jerry just scored a punch of his own, but then took another Michael Spinks jab in his face.
Already there is reddening around the nose of Cooney.
Another terrific left hand by Michael Spinks and another. Those jabs are doing two things. One, they're scoring points, and two, they're keeping Jerry Cooney from getting set and letting his own hands go.
Indeed, Cooney is not moving forward nearly as assertively as he did at the beginning of the fight or even at the beginning of this round.
Again, the Spinks jab gets home. Michael standing much more flat-footed now and getting the better of the scoring.
1 minute to go in round 2. This has been an unusually fast start for Michael Spinks.
And a terrific right hand.
It will take an accumulation of blows for Spinks to be able to hurt Cooney. But he has indeed gained the respect that you mentioned a few moments ago, Alex.
You saw Jerry Cooney look over at his corner just then to Victor Valley. That may be a little bit frustration. Looking for some help from the corner and solving the problems that Spinks is presenting to him right now.
And indeed, one thing that most Spinks supporters expected was that he would be able to get inside Cooney's head and cause his self-confidence to erode. Another good combination inside by Spinks.
And nothing coming back from Jerry Cooney. He's allowing Michael to get in there, score those punches, and he's not giving anything back.
The first 2 rounds belong to Michael Spinks.
Terrific two-punch combination and a left.
The Champions, presented by long-lasting Old Spice stick deodorant and solid antiperspirant.
All I could say, all I could remember, get this guy out the way and the way it will be paid for it. I didn't think Clay won the fight, the second fight, not at all. The fight in Manila, my eyes were closed, I couldn't continue. Then I think he won that, but no question. I'd like to have one more fight, just one more.
You're in Germany? I'm getting married at 5.
Don't worry, I'll be there.
You go all out. Old Spice deodorant introduces all-out protection. Always coming through. When friends are counting on you, you go all out. You go Old Spice. New wide Old Spice Fast Track is clinically proven to block odor better than the leading men's deodorant. That's all-out protection. You go all out. You go Old Spice. All-out protection. Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch. That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
Medical news from Nuprin.
Moments ago, a medical study reported the best news for tough headaches in over 10 years. Beyond regular strength aspirin, beyond extra strength Tylenol, there's a higher level of pain-relieving strength, Nuprin strength. 2 little Nuprin are stronger than extra strength Tylenol, so Nuprin stops headaches better. And remember, Nuprin is gentler to your stomach than aspirin. For strength beyond extra strength Tylenol, Nuprin strength.
It's touch and go, but you're thinking about those Mars roasted almonds. You're looking for that little reward.
A Mars bar makes it all worthwhile.
One great little reward.
The champion, Buster Drayton, ready to defend his junior middleweight crown. The challenger, Matthew Hilton, undefeated in 26 professional fights. Live, it's the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship as ABC Sports presents Schlitz Malt Liquor Professional Boxing tomorrow.
Let's take a look at some action here at the end of round 2. Michael Spinks followed that jab in with his head to get inside, score heavily there to Cooney. Their heads are very, very close. And it's apparent here at the end of round 2 that when their heads met, that Michael Spinks got accidentally butted and cut, as you see by his disgusted reaction.
And now, cutman Percy Richardson goes to work in Spinks' corner. There you can see it right on the eyebrow, very close to the bridge of the nose. Michael Spinks with something brand new to worry about as they get ready for the bell in the beginning of round 3.
It'll be interesting to see if Michael fights differently, trying to protect that eye.
Interesting, he's already begun pawing at it with the right glove. You saw him do so before he left the corner. Now we'll watch to see if Cooney will go after that cut.
Again, Spinks beating Cooney to the punch. They both threw left, and Michael's got home.
But blood has begun to trickle from the cut above Spinks' eye, and you can see him pawing at it with the glove.
It's bothering him, and Jerry Cooney's got a target to shoot for with that left jab, and he's going after it.
Spinks more and more becoming the aggressor in the fight. Startling, really, when you consider all the pre-fight speculation that he would merely try to stay away in the early rounds.
You see the movement back and forth. Jerry Cooney has to move, try to cut off the ring, and meanwhile, he's not throwing any punches. There's Michael Spinks, taking a little time off the clock, stalling.
Alex, you suggested before the fight that ring rust does not hurt a puncher, but one area in which it can be critical is defense. And Cooney seems short on reflexes to avoid Spinks' punches.
Well, defense was never Jerry's strong suit. His defense is his offense, and he just is not letting his hands go now, and that is a function of the ring rust. He doesn't have his rhythm, and he's not getting set because of Michael's movement and Michael's offense.
To go in round 3.
Now Jerry coming on a little bit. He went to throw the left, and Michael, when he hesitated, Michael drilled him with his own.
All right, get him loose, get him loose. Spinks is showing remarkable courage, going in at Cooney and using his quickness to beat him to the punch.
His instincts are so good, Michael. He says, I'm going to go out there and see what he's got, and then I'm going to do what I have to do to win. And that's what he's doing. He went out, he saw he could go in there, get off his own punches, and not take punches in retaliation. That does not mean he's won the fight, however. Jerry Cooney is a ticking time bomb. Michael Spinks can win round after round and make just one mistake and be on the seat of his pants and in desperate trouble.
But again, here in round 3, he has landed to this point with 15 seconds to go in the round. Far and away the more effective punches and the greater number. Cooney, though, just came with the left hook.
And the second half of this round was a better round for Jerry Cooney.
Enjoying that crispy cereal, Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, side of corn, side of rice, sure makes it crispy. But the corn's crispier. Why, once I ate a bowl in Dugan's Apple Grove. The crunch from the corn side shook the tree so that now, come picking time, the Dugans don't need ladders just to crunch the corn side of Crispix.
Grandpa, last time the right side was crispier.
Right side? Well, you're thinking the kid over in Milford that...
Kellogg's Crispix is crispy times 2.
This is the home of the world-famous Clydesdales. A symbol of Budweiser's long tradition of quality, the finest ingredients, beechwood aging, and a special touch of care and pride. No other brewer has such a tradition of quality to live up to. But then, no other brewer makes the king of beers. After all, this Bud's for you.
3 out of 4 Indy drivers prepare their engines with a special high-performance oil treatment. Its name, STP.
STP is the racer's edge.
Mom's magic meatloaf is weighing on you like a ton of bricks. Send the bubbles of Alka-Seltzer to the rescue, because speed is what you need to lift the heaviness off your stomach and relieve your heartburn and pounding headache fast. So for fast relief, let the bubbles rise to the occasion. Alka-Seltzer to the rescue. Try new extra strength Alka-Seltzer. More of what you take Alka-Seltzer for.
And now with 3 rounds in the books, we again watch the work of Percy Richardson in Michael Spinks' corner as they attend to the cut above Spinks' right eye.
Take a look here at some action from round 3. Jerry Cooney bends down to throw his left hook. He hesitates, and when he hesitates, he is lost. Michael Spinks lands his own left and then moves out of range. Action typical of the fight thus far.
Round 4 begins in Atlantic City. To this point, Michael Spinks has had the better of all of the first 3 rounds with the use of his left jab, overhand rights, the quick left hook inside. Cooney has landed some damaging blows, but not enough to score with Spinks.
Jerry is not cutting the ring off. He's following Michael around. Just not letting his hands go. It's as simple as that.
Cooney doubling and tripling with the left hook.
And I think those lefts took a little something out of Michael. He's fighting back.
All right, come on, get out.
It's possible that the heavy hands of Jerry Cooney. He just looked down at the photographers and told him to step back. He must have stepped on one of the photographers on his way by there.
2 more good lefts from Cooney.
It looks like Jerry Cooney is starting to get the rein.
And Spinks has begun to back up once again. Not coming forward now as he did in rounds 2 and 3.
All right, let him go, let him go, Mike. Let him go, come on. Got to stop holding. Got to stop holding.
Warning to both fighters from the referee, Frank Cappuccino, you've got to stop holding.
Get open there!
Cooney there able to block a right with his left hand. Earlier, he did not seem capable of doing that. Left jab from Spinks, who is sniping more now, hitting and moving away.
Much less active round for Michael. With a little more than a minute left in this round, he really hasn't scored a good, clean blow. For the first time in the fight, Jerry Cooney is dictating the pace.
Indeed, this is a round which should build Cooney's confidence. Crowd beginning to well up behind him a little.
Inside uppercut by Cooney. Didn't land clean.
Good left hook.
There's Michael Michael in the corner, moves away. He wants to use all the ring and never feel the ropes on his back, Michael Spinks. There he is, throwing one good punch inside.
Beating Cooney to the punch inside.
Well, not really scoring much there, Jim. Good right to the body by Cooney. By Spinks, I'm sorry.
But round 4 has been, for the first time, Cooney's round.
You gotta keep doing this. Weak. Don't keep that head straight. When you do that, then you dig on the head up. Understand? This guy's here to watch when you hurt him. You gotta believe that. You hurt him a couple of times, and you wait. Now watch when he comes with a spurt. Like I show you. Get down and bang with the 2 hands in the belly. 2 hands in the belly. You gotta use the 2 hands. Like, watch the towel.
Watch the head there, Red. Red, please watch the head. I'm serious. I'm not giving you all that.
I know what I'm doing. I don't ask you guys that. I don't tell you what to do with your fighter, do I?
Watch the jab and get go. That's a weak.
Round 5. Jerry Cooney will try to continue the momentum he gained in the last round. Spinks exits his corner with 2 stiff jabs. And another.
That's the jab Michael didn't throw in round 4. He scored 2 quick ones here in round 5. And a third.
Spinks, the aggressor, returns. Cooney retaliates with 1 left hook inside.
Michael Spinks told us before the fight, there's 4 ways to avoid a roadblock. You can go around either side, you go over or under. But sometimes you just have to go right through it. And he is smart enough to know that he has to fight Jerry Cooney. He just can't run. The key is how well he picks his spots.
Cooney backing up. A 15-round fight evolves in chapters, but for the moment, it would appear that Michael Spinks has been immaculately prepared and very well prepared for this assignment.
It's hard to believe that what many people consider to be a blown-up light heavyweight like Michael Spinks could back up Jerry Cooney, which he has done here in the first half of round 5.
Good right hand by Spinks.
And
Cooney is hurt. Cooney is hurt. Cooney, much as he was against Holmes, can't defend himself. Cappuccino will start the count.
5, 6, 7, 8. You all right, man?
He is not all right. He's desperate. And this fight could very well be stopped if Michael can continue this pace. Cooney is not throwing at all.
No 3 knockdown rule in effect.
5, 6, 7, 8. You all right? You know who I am? Huh? Okay.
This fight is over. Jerry Cooney cannot defend himself.
He doesn't know how to grab. He's not holding on at all, and he's not fighting back. He's just taking punches. There's 1 punch of retaliation. Spinks has to collect himself. He backs off, and Cooney walks right to him.
Spinks may be arm weary, but Cooney can't stop him. And Cappuccino's going to stop it.
Jerry. That's all, Jerry. Taking too many shots, Jerry.
For 11 years, Michael Spinks has been undefeated in the ring. He's faced the big challenges, and he always had the right answer. And tonight, against the man who was favored against him, a giant, a Goliath, this David came up with the answer again. Tremendous heart, tremendous ring intelligence, and an awful lot of guts on the part of Michael Spinks.
And a fight which, because of legal entanglements, jurisdictional disputes,
personal acrimony seemed for so long so unlikely finally takes place and ends with the most unlikely result. An early knockout by Michael Spinks of Jerry Cooney. Official time, 2 minutes, 51 seconds of the 5th round. Referee Frank Cappuccino decrees that this fight cannot go on. Cooney helpless in his own corner.
He never really lost consciousness, Jerry Cooney, but he was just taking too many clean punches. The referee did absolutely the right thing to stop it.
Here, Alex, the first knockdown.
Michael Spinks took off round 4, but he came out in round 5, used the jab, and then power punches with both hands, right on the inside. Cooney had no punching room at all, and you see Michael just landing punch after punch. Cooney trying to back off to get some room to breathe. Spinks right in his face, very accurate punches. Wasted very few punches in putting down Jerry Cooney there. Let's take a look at knockdown number 2. You see Jerry Cooney's face on the receiving end. Again, Spinks right inside. Cooney completely unable to tie him up, to get by himself any time. Not getting any punches off of his own, just taking punches. The overhand right on the temple area. Michael Spinks and Eddie Futch said they could hurt Jerry Cooney to the temple, and Cooney went down again. And let's take a look here at the final stoppage of the fight. Cooney on the ropes, trying to defend himself, but Spinks' accuracy just going through whatever defense Jerry Cooney was able to put up. And there's Frank Cappuccino stepping in and saying it's all over.
So there it was. 11 nights later, a look back at Michael Spinks' nearly flawless performance in his 5-round David and Goliath TKO of Jerry Cooney in Atlantic City. It had been our hope that Jerry Cooney would also be here with us to look back at that fight. But that isn't the case. Jerry was offered an opportunity to appear on this program and declined to appear. So let's take a look back now at what Jerry had to say to Alex Wallow in the ring right after the fight.
Jerry, what happened? I just felt tight and I never got going. Never got the fluid movement for some reason. I don't know why.
Were you shocked that he came out and traded with you and threw so many punches at you?
I just didn't get going. I never got going in the fight. All the credit to the world to him. He did very well tonight. Those are the breaks.
Jerry, did your inactivity hurt you? Did you feel that that's the reason you couldn't get off while you're tight?
I just never got moving. I should have warmed up a little more. Whatever the reason is, I didn't get going and turn out the way it did.
Jerry, following the loss to Larry Holmes 5 years ago, you left the ring for over 2 years. It took you a long time to get back in. Do you think you'll continue your fighting career now?
I'll take some time out and think about it, and we'll talk again.
Thank you, Jerry.
In the week and a half since that fight took place, there have been reports of a falling out between Jerry Cooney and his management. Specifically, it has been written that Cooney has not spoken with manager Dennis Rappaport since the loss to Spinks. Our attempts to reach Rappaport have not met with success, so no further light can be shed on that subject at this time. When we come back, Alex Wallow will discuss the fight with Michael Spinks.
Carl Lewis, Evelyn Ashford, Edwin Moses, Valerie Briscoe, and more. Olympic and world champions compete at the U.S. Outdoor Track and Field Championships live, plus Europe's richest horse race, the Irish Derby. All on ABC's Wide World of Sports tomorrow.
The following are true case histories from New Jersey Bell.
How do you like that, Joe? Guy here wants proof. Proof? Proof will get more business if he advertises with us.
So we tell him about Mr. Masterpole.
Whose ad increased business by over 500%.
Mr. Lucy.
Whose ad gives him a competitive edge.
And Mr. Bott.
Who calls our book powerful and cost-effective.
And Doreen.
Doreen.
It pays to advertise in the genuine Yellow Pages from New Jersey Bell. We wrote the book.
This is a Channel 7 Eyewitness News Brief.
Good evening, I'm John Marler. Coming up at 11 on Eyewitness News, the flyer being circulated in Queens calling for new members for the Ku Klux Klan. We'll have a report. Also at 11, 2 polyps removed today from President Reagan's colon. We'll have the latest on his health. Plus, evangelist Oral Roberts, in a stirring sermon, claims he has raised people from the dead. Fire from the skies, the plane crashes into homes in Boston. And the Yanks in a slugfest against the Red Sox, the Mets agony in Philadelphia. On Eyewitness News at 11.
Gold Dome is going public. We're the nation's largest mutual savings bank, and now you can share in our future. Don't miss this opportunity. Call now and learn how you can stake your claim in Gold Dome.
We bring you back now to the center of the ring in our ABC Sports studio in New York. I'm Jim Lampley, along with Mike Tyson, Michael Spinks, and Alex Wallow. And Alex, a chance now to talk over COONEY Spinks with the winner.
Michael, this is the first opportunity you've had to see a replay of the fight. In the weeks before the fight, did you ever believe you could score such a sensational knockout?
No, I didn't see how I was going to do it. But I did believe that things were possible to happen.
You're normally a slow starter, but you dominated Jerry Cooney almost right from the opening bell. Did you think that you could come out right away and score such heavy punches?
Well, I disagree with the slow starter part. That's the rumors. But I did. I was very effective in the gym against my taller men, so I thought that I could possibly score very well against Jerry Cooney. Once things came down to a certain pace, because Jerry gives you a lot, and all I had to do was throw the right punches, and I would connect.
You still have stitches over your right eye. How much did that cut bother you during the fight?
Well, it bothered me very much because, I mean, in a sense, because of Jerry's previous fights. Every last one of them, he had each and every opponent bleeding like a hog. So I said that I didn't want to suffer from these type of things, damages that could possibly end the fight. So when I noticed that I had collided heads with him, and I felt a burning sensation, so I knew it was a cut. And I checked it as I went back to the corner, sounded the bell, and it kind of, got to me. I said, so I knew I had something else to deal with. And the reaction from my cornerman, it told me that it was a pretty bad cut. But knowing that he was good at his trade, I felt confident in dealing with it.
Well, let's take a look at action from the decisive round, perhaps in your long career, the most single sensational round that you've ever fought. Midway here in round 5.
Okay, I was just steady moving, lateral movement, and I saw that I could stand with Jerry for a certain amount of time. And the more I punched, the more he seemed to have got on the defense.
Did he ever hurt you?
Some quick punches. I think in the earlier round, he threw a quick right hand off his left hook, and it surprised me.
You had coasted a little bit in round 4. Did you sense that you could come out here and take him out here in round 5?
Well, not at all. I just, I think what the coasting did for me was give me a large burst of energy.
And there you saw a large burst of energy that put Jerry Cooney down. Were you surprised that he got up, Michael?
No. I look for things to happen like that for myself, but it never happens. So I look forward to everybody getting up, giving me the fight that I'm used to getting.
And he goes down again there. It looked almost like he was looking for a place to get some rest.
I mean, as easy as he was going down, I guess it's not easy. I mean, it took a great deal of punches to put him down. I thought that, well, he would relax for a while before he would get up, make any attempts to get up. So I said, well, I know he's probably going to recover, and it would go another round. I never knew how many seconds had ticked away.
Coming up right here, he lands one single left hook on you that backs you up. Did this punch hurt you? Right?
No, not at all.
There.
I was surprised that he like I said, I thought he would recover, and I thought after beating him so much, normally you beat a guy out of it and back into it. So I thought I had actually done that to Jerry, beat him out of it and back into it. And I thought he had recovered, so I said, well, let me see, let me look at him. I looked at him and see if he had recovered too, but he was still kind of drooped over. So I said, let me go ahead.
You've beaten Larry Holmes twice. You've now beaten a Jerry Cooney that was favored. Do you think people will now give you your due as a legitimate heavyweight?
Honestly, I don't really care. I don't even, and if they don't, I don't want it. I am who I am. I do what I do the best I can do it, and I'm satisfied.
Well, Michael, as you noted on the videotape, this man, Mike Tyson, was at ringside that night and now has seen the bout again on videotape. Your reaction to Spinks' performance?
Jim, I was impressed. I was totally impressed. I never expected that from him, and it was just tremendous the way he displayed the accuracy. He used his experience. He used his wildiness. He discouraged him. He frustrated him, and he played into his game. And you see the result was a foregone conclusion.
Pretty good right cross, too, huh?
Unbelievable. Very impressed with it.
All right, when we come back, we're going to sum up the entire question of who deserves to be called the legitimate heavyweight champion of the world. That'll be right after this.